Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Sirians. Now, in a couple of videos, we have talked about Sirian starseeds, but that's not the direction we're going today. Today, we're going to be talking about the actual star race itself. So we are going to be talking about who the Sirians are, what their civilization is like, and what their role is with us here on Earth. Because as you may know, or maybe you don't, as we entered 2023, we have officially entered the window for open contact. And that is something that we have been waiting for a long time in the spiritual community. So today we're going to start to meet the relatives. So let's start off our chat about the Sirians by talking about where they are from. Now, as you probably know, because the Sirians are one of the star family members we're more familiar with, we hear the Sirians a lot. We have known some wonderful people who have channeled the Sirians. So, of course, the Sirians come from the Sirius star system, which has 2 or 3 stars, depending on who you ask, and it is known as the dog star, and it's one of Earth's closest neighbors. Now, the Sirians have had a very long and complex history here on Earth. And some of that history has been helpful and benevolent in terms of them supporting us, defending us, protecting us. But some of the big historical troublemakers on this planet have also been from Sirius. So more than many of the other star systems that we're going to be talking about that are part of our star family, the Sirians have a particularly complex relationship with us here on Earth. So they have been involved with us in benevolent ways. They are one of the star races who tried to undo some of the damage that was done to our DNA by the Anunnaki, but some of the more negative experiences on the planet have also been traced to some of the negatively oriented Sirians. So a very deep and complex history. And so the Sirians have a very unique historical role with us here on Earth. So when the guides talk to us about the Sirians, and as y'all know, I'm a Pleiadian channel. So most of my information and perspective comes from the Pleiadians. So from a Pleiadian viewpoint. So when the Pleiadians talk about the Sirians and their role with us here on Earth, they say that the Sirians have been generally benevolent. But of course, we have a few notable exceptions. So when we talk about the Sirius system, we're generally talking about 2 stars, which are known as Sirius A and Sirius B. Those are most relevant for purposes of our chat today. Now, Sirius is a very diverse star system. So more so than some systems like the Andromedans or the Pleiadians, the Sirians have a very diverse number of species in their star system. So we are not talking about a system that is overwhelmingly humanoid like some of the other star systems. The Sirians are characterized by diversity. So if you are working with Sirian guides or connecting with Sirian energy, you may notice that it comes through in non-humanoid form. So some of the Sirian beings that I have channeled have been amphibious beings, aquatic beings, just as frequently as humanoid beings. So with the Sirians, always keep in mind that this is a system with very wide diversity. So the guides have told us that every race and species seems to live in the Sirian system. They have a huge feline population. They have humanoid populations on Sirius A and B. They have many, many aquatic species, amphibious species. Of course, our cetaceans, our dolphins and whales come from Sirius. So just a system with a lot of diversity. And it is known for being a very, very watery system. So a lot of times when you are connecting with Sirian energy, it will have that watery feel. So a lot of times Sirian energy will come through to people as blue energy or aquatic beings. So that's just something that you may notice if you're connecting with Sirian energy. Now, the guides have said that most of the benevolent humanoids are associated with the system we know as Sirius A. And there are, of course, non-benevolent Sirians, and some have been troublemakers here on Earth throughout our galactic history. The guides have said that they are often associated with Sirius B. And the Sirians, like many of the other star systems we've talked about, exist at many dimensional levels. So you have Sirians who are still in physical form, and you have Sirians that are not. And this is very common. We see this in many of the star systems that we are beginning to get familiar with. We, of course, see this in the Pleiadian system, definitely in the Andromedan system. So the Sirians, again, are very diverse, existing at many density scales, dimensional scales. And all that means is that we have to, in our human minds, keep reminding ourselves that not all Sirians are one thing or meet one description, because there are many different species, many different races at all different levels of physicality. So when we talk about the Sirians, we tend to be focusing on the ones that are most relevant to us. So those that have the most history with us, those that are most actively involved in helping us right now. But just remember, we have to go general. Otherwise, these videos would be 3 hours long. So let's talk for a minute about the more physically oriented Sirians. Now, they are often described as having blue skin. And the Sirians, of course, are known to descend from Vega, which is one of the stars in the Lyran star system. And as you know from your galactic history, human consciousness in our galaxy is said to have stemmed from the Lyran star system. So that star system gave us all of the human form that we see in the galaxy today. We trace 2 original species back to the Lyran origin, and that is the Lyrans themselves and their sister star system, the Vegans. And the Vegans were known for having blue skin. So the Sirians are said to have descended from the Vegans. So the Sirians are one of our older star races, not as old as some races like the Lyrans or the Arcturians, but definitely older than the Pleiadians. So again, we have this scale of age in the star family where certain races are slightly newer. As Earth, we of course are the youngest, and all of our galactic family members have just different levels of seniority or longevity, I guess is a better word for it, in the galaxy. So the Sirians descend from Vega, and we see that blue skin, which we often see in races that descended from the Vegan star system, because again, the Vegans themselves were known for their blue skin color. Now, there are a couple things that the Sirians are known for. So the Pleiadians like to describe them like this. They say the Sirians are very hardcore. So the Sirians like to do things themselves. They don't like to be given the answer right away. They like to figure it out themselves. They're known to be very hard workers and expert teachers and leaders. So that's something that the Sirians are known for. They are mentors and guides to many of the younger star races in the galaxy, and they're home to the Sirian mystery schools, which is where the Ascended Masters studied and trained. So that's kind of an interesting, unique fact about the Sirian system. Something else that the Sirians are known for is being very stable, loyal, reliable, dependable. So the Sirians are like rocks. And if you feel into the energy of the Sirians, to me, they always feel very solid and stable. That's one of the ways I would describe Sirian energy. Now, you can also describe Sirian energy as feeling very watery. That is very common, and it often is blue in color. Now, blue is not unique in the galactic family. Many races, their energy will often appear blue to us, but definitely that is the case with the Sirians. That is one of the probably most common colors that people will notice when they're connecting with Sirian energy. Now, as far as physical appearance, again, to go along with that blue skin, the Sirians are said to be slightly shorter and stockier than the Pleiadians, to be slightly taller than we are as Earth humans. So in the 6 to 7 foot range, many guides have estimated, and they're said to live between 3,000 and 4,000 years. Now, the guides say that there are many humanoid races in the Sirian star system. So this may not apply to all of them, but again, we're just giving you a general snapshot. And the Sirians are said to live in very close colonies. So they're said to live with a lot of family members very close by, to live in tight-knit communities. And they're known by their desire to serve. So this is something that is one of the hallmark traits of the Sirians, is that they live to serve. And they are one of the star races that has taken a very protective position with us here on Earth. They have been loyal defenders and protectors of us, except for those troublemakers that we had. And they're really very active in helping mentor us through the Ascension process right now. Now, the Sirians are known throughout the galactic family as masters of physical healing. So master healers, excellent teachers. That's one thing I've noticed with the Sirians that I have channeled, is they can explain things like no one else. So that just gift with being teachers, with being mentors, is just very natural to them. And they're an energy that's fairly easy for humans to connect with. So Sirian energy was the first energy I ever channeled. It was my Sirian family. And the energy is just so loving, so beautiful. And this is one of the roles they play throughout the galactic family. They teach and mentor many younger races and are just always willing to share their knowledge and their experience. And finally, something else that's kind of unique and fun about the Sirians is they're credited with being the originators of Reiki and acupuncture. So those art forms, those modalities are sometimes credited as coming from the Sirians. Now, if you are interested in learning more about your star family and learning how to connect with them, to open up your multidimensional abilities, make sure you check out my new Starseed Mastery class that I just launched on my website. It will take you through all the basic steps to opening up your own abilities. And this is something that we are all so excited about in the Awakened community, is starting to reconnect with our star family. So check that class out if you are interested in doing this yourself, as I take you through all the basics. So you can find all the details on my website at PeytonEnergetics.com. You'll find it right under my course selection tab. So check that out if it is of interest to you. And let me know in the comments below, what other star races would you like to hear about? We are going to cover all the ones that are working most closely with Earth right now, but I'm always open to suggestions. So if you have something you would like to hear about, a star race you would like me to talk about, drop that in the comment box below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you soon. Bye.